Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. My name is Shrujna and today we are with Dr. Lalita, who is specialized urogynecologist. So currently we are at Medicover Women and Child Hospitals. So what are you waiting for? Let's talk to her. Hello doctor.
Hi,
How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you, Sujana.
So doctor, we are getting to see so many patients suffering with kidney stones. How are stones formed in kidneys? And what are the causes and treatments? Please explain.
That's a good question you asked. So, kidney stones are very common. Earlier days, we used to say that they're more common in men than in women, but because of changes in lifestyles, dietary changes, we see equal increase in incidence even in women. The most common cause for stone formation is taking less water. So, then the urine becomes more concentrated. Normally, urine has certain elements like calcium, oxalate, uric acid, which are normally excreted in the urine. But if the urine is concentrated, if we take less water, or if we are working in a condition where we lose more sweat, like in the hot weather or near the industries or people who work in the hot sun, and if they don't take enough water, most of the water they take is consumed is lost as sweat. So finally the urine becomes concentrated. So if the urine is concentrated, some of the elements like calcium, oxalate, uric acid, which are normally pass through the urine in a soluble form, if their concentration is high because of low volume of water in the urine, they can get precipitated and form crystals, and then the stones form.
Okay.
And we are seeing increased incidence because earlier most of the women were at home, but now most of the women they work outside. So especially for women, this is a specific problem because the working women, as I said, especially in our country, they tend to drink less water because for some of them the toilets are not accessible. Some of them they don't like to use the public toilets, so they want to drink less water, so they don't need to use the toilets outside. So this taking less water is the most common cause for the stone formation. The next thing is our dietary changes, lifestyle changes, eating a lot of fast foods with milk products, the dairy mainly, the cheese, the pizzas, burgers, which has a lot of dairy and which is rich in calcium, you all know. That is one aspect. The second thing is which can increase the incidence of uric acid stones is increased intake of animal protein.
Okay.
Animal protein, when it is metabolized, is converted to purine, and from where the uric acid is formed. So the uric acid, if there is higher concentration of uric acid in the urine, then uric acid stones can form. So what I tell my patients is increase your water intake and cut down on your animal protein, that is meat. Take more of veggies and reduce on your animal protein to prevent further stone formation. Especially for a patient who already has a stone treated, there is a higher risk that they are predisposed to recurrent stone formation. So for them, I tell my patients, your medicine for lifelong is more water and decrease on your animal protein, convert to a vegetarian. So, and then there's another misconception. If there is a stone, we always have to operate. No, it's not right. So we take a decision on whether to manage the patient with medicines or just give enough water, more liquids, and or is it necessary for us to intervene and remove the stone with various modern equipment like endoscopes, laser. So it all depends on the size of the stone, where it is situated. So if it's a small 3 to 4 mm stone situated in the kidney, we usually don't operate. We just tell the patient to take a lot of water, make some dietary modifications, and we just hope that the stone is expelled in the urine. Or sometimes uric acid stones, even bigger stones, if we change the acidity of the urine, if we alkalinize the urine, the uric acid stones can get dissolved. That's the reason we give some alkalinizers like potassium citrate, potassium magnesium citrate. So this is usually taken for urinary infections. Patients just drink it with water. That is an alkalinizer. urinary alkalizers, so that will reduce the burning when they have infection, but it can also dissolve uric acid stones. So if they are very small, they are situated in the kidney, not obstructing the kidney tube, which we call ureter, and they are asymptomatic, we try to manage them with lifestyle changes and medical treatment. Sometimes we give a drug called tamsulosin, which is called medical expulsive therapy. So it relaxes the ureter, the tube through which the stone has to pass. So that means it makes the opening bigger just by relaxing the muscles. It doesn't dilate the system or anything. So if the muscle which is under, which is usually closed, that is opened up, so small stones up to 6 mm stones can pass off in the urine. So it is called medical expulsive therapy. Then we have, if the patient has pain, vomitings, or if the stone is obstructing the system, the kidney system, and there is swelling of the kidney, and with all these conservative measures it's not coming out, then that's the time we intervene with the endoscope. Either we remove it through the urinary passage through ureteroscope. From the normal passage we enter the ureter and then remove the stone, or sometimes we make a keyhole if it's a big stone in the kidney, keyhole in the loin, in the waist loin area directly into the kidney, and then break the stone with laser and remove it. So there are various ways of removing the stones from minimally invasive, and if it's a small stone we directly remove it. If it's a big stone we have to break it into pieces by laser. And but there's one misconception I want to clear. If we go to a urologist with the stone, we have to undergo the surgical procedure. It's not right. As I said, we always try to manage medically, and only when it is essential we intervene and remove it through endoscopes. So for this reason, for this fear that they have to undergo surgery, many patients approach alternative medical therapies like herbal medicines, Unani. There's nothing wrong in trying any medicine as long as you know the limitations. Suppose the stone is blocking the kidney and there is hydronephrosis. If it's left there for a long time, sometimes after the acute episode, the stone remains stuck there. The patient may not have pain. We have seen patients who have come very much later, after a year or two, when the pain subsides, they think that the stone is gone. It's not right. The stone is still there, stuck there, and it is causing permanent damage to the kidney. So that can cause reduction in the kidney function. It may result in kidney failure. So as long as you're taking medicines, just make sure that the stone is gone by just doing an ultrasound. If there's any doubt, then consult a urologist, or at least, for your own knowledge, just do an ultrasound, make sure there is no kidney swelling, the stone is gone. And otherwise, better to consult a urologist, and then just make sure that you and your kidney are safe.
So thank you so much, doctor, for your valuable time in explaining major important topics.
Thank you, viewers, and also to Suman TV for this opportunity.
And viewers, for more such amazing content, please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for watching this video.